A lot of realtors are walking this way, and I'm just going to ask if they know how to house homeless veterans. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
No,
No.
Okay.
I sadly do not.
I do not, but I would love to learn.
I do not.
I do not, but I would like to know how.
The answer to that is no.
No. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
I do not.
I do not.
Do you know how to house a homeless veteran?
He's a veteran and he would be
Come
homeless
here.
if I did not house.
Okay. We're here at the Capitol, Illinois State Capitol. This is the lobby day for realtors. And I did make an announcement on the bus about my 3-hour course that I wrote to teach realtors how to work effectively with a homeless veteran. Just because the veteran is homeless doesn't mean they don't have resources to use to get housed or to get anything else they need, because they do. But how do you get to those resources to help that homeless veteran get housed? I've got the class, and it'll be out soon.
Hello there. I'm not going to change that video. I'm just going to keep on saying what I've been saying. You don't have to wait for the class to come out again when you can just go and get the book from my library. And that book in particular that I'm talking about there is a Realtor's Blueprint. And that Realtor's Blueprint is in my library. So if you go to my bio, you can go ahead and grab this right here. Congratulations on the Red Cross Award for Heroes. Thank you so much, Jose. Thank you. Well, you know what I would really, really like with all of these awards as they come in is, do a full story. How about that? Do a full story on what's going on. Why did I receive that award? Don't just call and ask me what I'm doing, but who nominated me for the award, and the person who nominated me for the Red Cross Award, I don't even know that person, but they see what I've been doing, boots on the ground, since I came to the public, because I never did talk to y'all about what I do. We will still have homeless veterans in other cities, other states not being advocated for. We will still have homeless veterans who don't know about their benefits and their resources. I was tucked away for 22 plus years at the VA. At the VA, I'm thinking this is cool. I don't have to go anywhere. I have a captive audience of veterans, of social workers, case managers, human care professionals, RN nurses, police, everybody. So they knew when Yvette was coming. When is Yvette coming? Third Thursday of the month at the Forest Park Vet Center. Fourth Thursday of the month at the Chicago Vet Center. Second Thursday of the month at the CRRC. First Thursday of the month somewhere else. Hey, Tara. So I didn't have to come on here to tell anybody anything, because I had a captive audience for over 22 years. With a person who is in business, we want to know where do our customers come from? What do we have to do to go out and obtain these customers? Well, all I had to do was show up. That's all I had to do was show up. And my captive audience was there waiting for me to come, waiting for me to bring my team to come so we can get them housed, so we can talk to them about their resources and their benefits. They didn't know. Homeless veterans, it's just because they're going to the VA, that does not mean they have a social worker. Hold on, and that's why I wrote this book. Where's my social? Oh, here it is. The social workbook. Hold on, let me grab it over here so you all can see it on YouTube and LinkedIn and everywhere. So this is the book I wrote for social workers. I was going to the VA and the vet centers and all of these other facilities and municipalities. Yeah, they had a problem with homeless veterans, and they still do. But as a social worker, did you go to school to learn how to find housing? Probably not. You No, you didn't. But now all of a sudden you're a social worker at the VA. You accepted a job at one of these SSVF organizations that have funding to pay for homeless veterans housing. But you're a social worker. What do you think? You're going to come in there and just talk to veterans about their issues? Well, now, one of those issues is being homeless. But if you don't have the right tools to know how to work with a realtor in the community as a social worker and explain, hey, exactly what we do here, then you're not going to get the right ear of realtors. You can't explain what you do and you can't articulate it, and the realtor can't dissect what you're saying, because homeless veterans with guaranteed funding are looked at a little bit different because they have double layer of protection. I can prove it to you. I really love showing and telling. So a HUD-VASH voucher, let's start right there. For veterans, a HUD-VASH voucher, and that's your Section 8 voucher in layman's term. But a HUD-VASH voucher is protected under the federal guidelines, not just HUD, but also the VA. So when a homeless veteran goes to the VA, these are federal benefits. And on page, you can go and download this book yourself and go to page 50. Where are my glasses? Is it 57 or 67? I can't see. Thanks for joining my club. And you go to page 67, and it states right here where I highlighted it in yellow how the HUD-VASH voucher is protected under the VA and HUD. So what does that mean? That means that there are laws surrounding this homeless veteran and the protection of this voucher. This voucher holds a lot of weight because it's out there, passed by Congress. Money is sent to all these to HUD, sent down to all these PHAs, these Section 8 offices, to administer these vouchers. So when a veteran is administered a voucher, that's to help eliminate homelessness, because you say we shouldn't have homeless veterans. But when these veterans get into the community with these vouchers, you turn away. You become invisible, because now you're not answering the phone call. You got a homeless person on the other end. I can't help you. Yeah, that's what they get. You don't know how to work with the voucher. You don't know what you don't need to do because the person has a voucher. Well, anyway, go get my books. You're not going to hear all of it from me. That's why I wrote and put all of this information in these books. Over 22 years, and I never had to come say nothing to y'all, because I had a captive audience at the VA, at all the vet centers across the city of Chicago, except for one. All of the information I've been doing over the past 22 years, just click that link and you can find my books and you can go read about everything I do. But just know, you could be the problem. If you don't know how to house a homeless veteran, then I would say you are the problem, because you can learn. It's just a process, just like you learn how to bake a cake. You learn how much flour to put in the cake, how much sugar, white sugar, brown sugar, how much whatever goes in the cake. I just, when I was baking cakes, I wasn't baking them from scratch. But that's what this is. It's a recipe. And how do you use that recipe once you find out what that recipe is? And then sometimes that recipe has to change, because now you have a person who has diabetes. So now you got to ease up on the sugar or use a natural replacement. You might have a veteran who is in a wheelchair. So that's still a process. It's just a different dynamic. So when people tell me, Yvette, I want to house homeless veteran. Woo, you done said a mouthful and didn't say a word. Where's your plan? And when I ask you, how do you want to house homeless veterans? I don't know. I just want to house them. Well, all that information you can learn in a book because I'm not the one to tell you, but I will instruct you to go get a book. And I also have a private group. You see this map behind me? This is with December. And I shouldn't have got it done that early because I've got more advocates buying my books and are coming into my private group. So this month alone, we've picked up New Mexico. Where's New Mexico? Because New Mexico is on TikTok. We got Tennessee in the house. We've got Pennsylvania, but Pennsylvania is on the board for two reasons. Because we have someone in Pennsylvania who wants to learn how to be an advocate, so she wouldn't purchase the books. And we also have someone in Pennsylvania who is homeless. And also Maryland. We picked up Maryland this month. So all of those pegs on the board, what you see up there are individuals like yourself. A lot of them are former military. A lot of them too have family members who were in the military and they want to honor their father, honor their uncle, honor their family member because they saw their family member struggle. I get it. But what do you do just because you see it? I mean, it's a lot of possibilities that you want to see happen. But just by you thinking about those possibilities and you don't have an answer, then, this is just a possibility. So what I did when I was recovering, I was recovering from COVID-19 pneumonia and having a stroke. Hey, Mel Johnson, thanks for joining tonight again. So after I had that COVID-19 pneumonia and a stroke, I just had time to think. And I did think about, thank y'all for that over there. And when I was recovering, I was thinking about these homeless veterans. I would still get emails from the VA, from the SSVF organizations, from everywhere, from the veteran themselves, leaving me voice messages. And I'm like, look, my mind is not there. I got to focus on me getting back to good health so that I can come back and figure out what I want to do. Do I even want to stay in this community? But I had no choice. When I came back to life after my near-death experience in the hospital, laying on that hospital bed after having, with COVID, I woke up to a woman standing over me, and she was one of the former homeless female veterans I had housed 10 years prior to her over me praying while I was coming back to life in the hospital. And that's just God telling me that your work here isn't over. This is a result of your work. She was a homeless female veteran and her 10-year-old daughter standing over me with a PhD. So I'm like, okay, I feel you. I feel you. But in the meantime, I got to get better. And that time was allowed. And out of that time, I had to recreate how I function and operate in real estate. So my main concern is to get homeless veterans housed, but I can't do it all by myself. And I can't talk enough to tell you everything to do because there's so many different dynamics when you say you want to house a homeless veteran. So I suggest you start with my library. go to the bio and get some books, because one question you ask me is not going to answer everything you want to know. But I will look and see what questions you have when I put my glasses back on. One moment, please. And thank you all for being here. If you have not clicked to like, to share, and follow me, please do so at this time. Let me see. Oh, I got flying hearts over here from Never Lost. Oh, that's my son. Hey. Oh, my God. Hey, baby, I love you, Sam. And I've been playing your videos and showing everybody how proud I am of my children. They played at Buddy Guys last week, and they will be opening up for Buddy Guys on January 25th. So make sure you go to the Buddy Guys website and buy those tickets now, because those tickets sell out. And also go to Instagram and follow Patch of Blues. My son is the drummer. No, he's not the drummer. He was the drummer's coach at one time. But my son plays the bass and my daughter is the lead vocals. So let me see over here on YouTube. I think these are really, somebody done made an appointment. I hope you read and sent me everything I need. How long does it usually take for a veteran to move from homeless to permanent housing? I just got finished talking about that. I really did. I just got finished talking about that. It's a whole dynamic. I'm not going to tell you one day. I've gotten veterans from homeless to permanent housing in one day. As a matter of fact, let me play that video. Now, is this the same case for every veteran? No, it's not. It's not. I housed a homeless veteran, and he's in this book. It took 11 months after he contacted me for me to house him. But he was homeless for 11 months before I got him housed, because I didn't know him. But when I did get a hold of him, I got him housed very soon after that in a condominium downtown Chicago overlooking Chicago. So please, those questions like that really burns my blood, because there's no answer to that. One day, 11 months, 2 years, somebody is still homeless, just got the voucher terminated. Sometimes I think these aren't even real people asking questions. So Carlos,
yes.
Tell us, how did you get here?
Well, I was technically homeless back in 2019, and I was searching for an apartment. I just moved here from Cleveland, had bad credit, just came out of a divorce. Bad credit, but I had money on me, and I kept getting turned down everywhere I went. So I went to the VA. I reached out to the VA social worker. She got me in touch with a vet. Same day, a vet got me in an apartment. I mean, same day. And then 5 years later, I gave you a call to help me buy this place.
And this is a what? So the same day for this veteran, when he called me, and you can't just say, I want to house homeless veterans and get those same results. I've been housing homeless veterans over 22 years. So, and I teach you how to create your pipeline of veterans, your connections to the community. So it's not how soon can I get somebody housed? How robust is your pipeline? I can pick up a phone and get a veteran housed with the right funding in the same hour. The same phone call, they're approved even before paperwork goes in. But you can't come here and say you want to do the same thing if you don't know what I know. So I suggest you go to my bio and start getting some education with these smart questions. One moment, please. Okay. Hey, Tara Dupree. This show is incredible. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. The knowledge is in the books, baby. It's in the books. Such a great live stream. Hey, Dave, you show up every day. I appreciate you coming. That's a new one. Amazing conversation. Thank you for this live session. My pleasure. Amazing episode. What's the biggest lesson from 10 years in veterans housing? Stay consistent, stay persistent, and be ready to fight. Logistically, congressionally, on the streets. That's what you got to do. This ain't no punk business. And you can't be a punk trying to house homeless veterans, because you're going to have to take up for them. You have to know legally what you can and cannot do. And how can you do that? You have to go and read some books. Read the federal benefits book. Read the state benefits book. Read your county benefits book. You got to read. People come on and say, oh, it's so easy. You can do this in 24 hours. No, you can't. And I'm not going to tell you that. So many actionable takeaways. What resource should beginners start with? My library. The whole library. If you are a beginner, you've never housed homeless veterans before, get my whole library. And go down and download the federal benefits book. You're going to download your state. Where's my state? Your whatever state. I'm in Illinois. So my state benefits book is Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs. You're going to download the federal benefits book. Go to va.gov/get started. Download and print it out and read. I think that's what's wrong with a lot of entrepreneurs now. They don't want to read. They don't want to take time to learn. They just want something to happen right away. It's not like that. I said 22 years and y'all just met me. And you think I'm going to come here and tell you. And I've seen a lot of people on videos saying, oh, you can house and you can fill your house up in 7 days. Really now? I just chuckle. How can nonprofits build trust with veterans who are hesitant to seek? Go on the street and start talking to them. Take results to them. Show them that you have results for them. You just can't be in your office talking about, oh, I think we're going to have a meeting next Tuesday to see how we're going to meet some homeless veterans. What? Which grant programs offer? Everybody wants something fast. Fast is not going to get it. It could if you knew what to do and where to go. Then it could happen quickly. Do you know what SSVF organizations or what the grant, who has money for through the grant per diem to pay for transitional housing in your city and your state? Because if you don't, then it's not going to happen fast. It's not. How I got that gentleman housed quickly is because I knew who to call. And that's what I teach you how to do in my private group after you get the books and read them. Because a question like that will not be answered by me. I teach you how to research. I do this nationwide, and I can't do it nationwide by telling each and every person, every single place what to do. I teach you how to think. You got to read the books and apply the knowledge. You come to my group and I teach you how to think about that and put those puzzle pieces together. There's nothing easy about housing homeless veterans. Think about it. You're working with the government. First of all, the veteran has to jump through hoops just to get the HUD-VASH voucher. They have to prove not only chronic homelessness, but also have a willingness or already being seen by physicians at the VA. What? How do you prove? Thank you for all of that. How do you prove that you're really homeless? You want to take them to your tent in Grant Park? Really? So these veterans don't have it easy when they come to the VA for resources. They have to fight too. So as an advocate, you have to know how to fight in your town, in your city, in your state. I happen to do it nationally now because I'm no longer stuck at the VA. I'm not going to say stuck. Let me hear. I'm not going to say stuck because I really did enjoy my time. Let me show y'all this here. This is me at the VA with my team. And I took a team with me after I figured, look, I can't do all this by myself. So I took a team with me. When I first started my workshops at the Jesse Brown VA and then at the CRRC and the vet centers, it was just me talking to homeless veterans because I had my network waiting to catch them. When they got the voucher, I knew exactly where they can go. So as a realtor, I was housing homeless veterans using that HUD-VASH voucher that they were granted, and also other funding sources that were in the community, that are still in the community. So there's work for you to do, people. Is work for you to do, but is it worth it? Hell yeah. I wouldn't be here 22 years if it wasn't. And it's not just for the money. I was a homeless female veteran, and I have anybody to speak up for me. So I use my voice, I use my profession, I use everything I have in me to help support these veterans so that they not only receive the benefits that they could apply for and receive, but also now using those benefits in the community. How can a veteran use a HUD-VASH voucher if nobody is saying you approved? Really? That just, I mean, how is it possible? Why is it being allowed to happen? My next story, and go follow Mission Roll Call. I am the subject matter expert and writer for veterans homelessness and housing for Mission Roll Call. And when you go, take the polls as well. But read my first story. I've got 5 more coming out. Four articles a month talking about these real live issues. I'm working with a veteran and her caretaker now in Charlottesville, Virginia, who have been homeless with a voucher, and got turned down for every apartment they applied for everyone with the voucher, with a federal VA and HUD approval to help end veterans homelessness. If you can't use this federal voucher, what is it for? How can we help end veterans homelessness if the community is stopping and blocking the usage of this voucher? Because, hold on, let me get the book. Because realtors, and that's why I keep that video there. I was at the Capitol with thousands of realtors just walking my way. I'm like, hey, can I ask you a question? It's not a trick question. Oh, what do you want to ask? It's about, you're a realtor, right? A realtor? Let me ask you a question about real estate. Do you know how to house homeless veterans? They're like, no. Is that really a thing? No, I do not. No, how do you do that? Yeah, well, I teach you that in this book. I've housed over 5,000 homeless veterans, and they still keep coming. Because when they get to our community, holding a Section 8 voucher, a HUD voucher, they're turned around. They're look, you don't qualify because your credit is bad. Well, damn it, I've been homeless. And what's been on my mind is my survival and my protection and my safety and my warm and my cold. Do I have to use the bathroom right now? Where can I go use the bathroom right now? I'm hungry. Everything is closed. I should have gotten something to eat earlier, but no, I had to go to the VA to a doctor's appointment. You're thinking about everything else. How are you thinking about keeping a 650 credit score and you're homeless? So now when you go apply for an apartment in these traditional practices in our community that in every essence is going against what the federal guidelines are saying. I'm just saying. Look, I housed over 5,000 homeless veterans and got commissions from homeless to home ownership. But you want to say, just stay back. You got the cooties. You got the cooties because you're homeless and you're a veteran. So something must be wrong with you. I watch the news. Get away from my door. That's a problem. That is a problem. And that problem will not rectify itself if you don't get involved. Hello, AM Quality in-home care. How are you? Phil Lay Toussaint T. Hello. Farrell Tart, thank you for being my number one gifter. Oh my God, y'all got me. You know what it was over here on YouTube? That question, what's the fastest way to get a veteran house? Learn. That's the fastest way. I don't care what a veteran is going through right now. Really, really. And it's not that I'm saying I don't care what they're going through. This is what I mean when I say that. It doesn't matter how a veteran, here in Chicago, I could say it like this. It doesn't matter what a veteran is going through right now. As long as they have the funding, I don't care where the funding is coming from. I really don't care where it comes from. But as long as it's coming, it could be coming from the federal government. It could be coming from the state. It could be coming from sources through the county. It could be coming from sources through our local area. But you'll never know. You'll never know where that money is if you don't study. But you say, and correct me if I'm wrong, please do. You say we shouldn't have homeless veterans. Do you have to be a not-for-profit for funding? No. Get my books. The book that you need to get, you want to do transitional housing for veterans, go to my bio and buy that book. Let me know you have that book. When you get that book, take that book and take a picture. Send me your full name, email address, and phone number, and I will put you in my private group, and I'll show you where the money is. So, thank you for that amazing question. Sergeant Wood, I really wish I could bring you on screen. And I wrote a news story that's going in Mission Roll Call. You're welcome, Gershi. I hope I pronounced that name right. It looks pretty though. I want to thank you all for being here, all of y'all. Man, y'all been asking a whole, oh, I did. I like that. Linguistics. Amazing episode. What's the biggest lesson from 20 years in veteran housing? Hey, Farrell. Jose told me, yeah, that's a nice, you know what? I could read the letter. I could read that's going to be the whole article. That's going to be the whole article. But you know what I could do? No, I can't. Yes, I can. I probably can, but I don't know how to do that. Read my article that's on Mission Roll Call now. Oh, I guess I could. Check that out. I could open a whole new window. Oh, but I don't see I guess I'm still on. Yeah, but go to Mission Roll Call. I don't want to interrupt this. Go to Mission Roll Call and read my inaugural article. And then every article, I had a meeting with my editor this morning from Mission Roll Call. God be working it out. And I can look. He's opening doors that I didn't even know existed. I got on a call the other night. May I ask, is the book a walk step by step on how to start housing? Yes, of course it is. Come on now. I'm not going to give you half nothing. Nothing. One of my clients, I met her here on TikTok back in 2024. She said August 2024. And I said, okay. When I met her, I didn't have the books written, but I'm like, I gotta write that book, because everybody keep asking me, Yvette, I want to do shared. I want to do independent. I want to do care. I want to do, okay, what do you really want to do? So I had to break down, it's like 6 or 7 demographics, because you have to start off with your demographic first. Really, you do. And the book breaks down I just sold my book the other day. One girl said, I don't want to have to wait. I don't want to have to wait. That's my only one. So I sold it to her. And then she's, hold on a second. I wonder if I have another one. Nope. I just ordered 2 more today. But anyway, and you can watch this episode of me interviewing the captain, U.S. Army Captain Africa Hall. So go to, no, it's not on the TikTok shop. They told me I can't sell on the TikTok shop because I messed it up and I don't know how to fix it. So just go to my bio and it'll take you right to Linktree and it'll take you right to the book. Yep. And then when you get it, take a picture of it. This isn't it. This is the realtor's book, but take a picture of it and send me the picture so I can add you to the mission. Let me know what state you're in. So if you're not up there already, I'm going to put you on the board, because this is a mission. This is a whole movement, because otherwise, who's going to move these homeless veterans? Every homeless veteran is not going to be able to go to, is not going to be able to go to a tiny home community. Is not enough. Every homeless veteran is not going to be able to go to anywhere, period, unless you help them get somewhere, period, unless you help establish the type of housing that's needed, period. And this is how I teach my group. And I'm having my master class in 8 days, I think 7 days. I'm telling y'all, I'm just going to post it, and whoever comes. It'll be for you. But anyway, because my coaches, he put my feet to the fire. So my master class is December 18th. But let me tell you how I teach my members, how I teach my students and my colleagues, because what's going to happen, this is a whole progression. Let me tell you this first. I had a not-for-profit organization that I founded on behalf of women veterans. It was called 100 Pretty Purses for Female Veterans. And I just dissolved that. We came to an agreement, and it's dissolved as of this year, but last year marked 10 years that we celebrated women veterans in our community at a holiday party, huge holiday party with thousands and thousands of purses stuffed, and shoes and coats and blankets. I mean, whatever was donated to us for that holiday event was given to the women as a holiday gift. They were coming out of there with shopping carts. That's just how much stuff. My organization have been donated over 75,000 purses. So, but anyway, I dissolved that because I felt that it really wasn't hitting the mark. It made a statement, but it didn't hit the mark. And because I am a survivor of military sexual trauma, survivor of domestic violence by the hands of my then serving actively duty serving Marine husband, and I was homeless several times. So you take those three dynamics right there: a female veteran of military sexual trauma, domestic violence, and homelessness. Oh, let me put a cherry on top. Let me just put a cherry on top of that, okay? I was also pregnant. Yes, I was also pregnant. So that's number 4. Now, what if this pregnancy ended up with the child? That's the 5th dynamic. So what I say is this. Yeah, the not-for-profit organization was really cute. It was nice. It was thoughtful around the Christmas holiday. But my ultimate goal is to form a foundation. And the foundation would be to help support members in the community that I start, of advocates nationwide, like you see here. Whoever starts that type of veterans transitional housing for that dynamic that I just mentioned: female veteran of military sexual trauma, female veteran of domestic violence, female veteran of homelessness, female veteran who is pregnant or already with a child. So my foundation that I will be finding, I don't even know what word to say about it, creating, will supply that support to organizations around the country in my group for female veterans with those dynamics. And they don't have to have all 5, but they have to have parts of those dynamics. Because it was so hard, it was so difficult for me to get help. From 1987 to 1993, I was a battered wife, running away from my safety, never having a place to go, and I was homeless. I was unsheltered, if you want to put it that way. I didn't have proper shelter, even in my car. Not enough gas to keep the engine running, to keep me warm at night. When I had a car, he knew where it was. He would take something off the engine, so I couldn't even start the car, and it's too cold to sit in the car that late at night. It was hard. I didn't know where to go use the bathroom. It was cold I was by a park in Chicago, Humboldt Park. And I didn't know the park was supposed to be bad. I didn't know that. I'm thinking it's a pretty park. So nothing ever happened to me. I had to use the bathroom, and it was freezing cold. Bumped up against a tree. It was hard. I can't even tell you. Some of the stories they're just survival stories, really. But you would say, ew, how could anybody do that? You try to be unhoused for some nights and tell me what you would do. I'm just saying. I'm keeping it real, keeping it 100. So that's what my foundation is going to be set up to do. So I will be interviewing professionals when I get to that point who want to be on the board of directors of this foundation. Because everybody has to come with the caliber, and everybody has to come with the checkbook, and everybody has to come with contacts who we can contact to get the funding so that we can pay and help pay the support of these women veterans who are running away for their safety, but they have not gotten attached to an organization yet. Well, let me tell you something about a foundation, okay? About a foundation. There's grants and funding in our community that foundations receive funding for. So the foundation will be in honor of my baby who was beaten out of me, being kicked from the back. And my baby just couldn't take it. I'm holding my belly, trying to protect her. And this fool is kicking me in the back, making me lose my baby. And she had a name, and that's the name of the foundation. So everybody who will be supported under the name of my unborn child will have a plaque on their wall to let all the women know who come there without funding that they're taken care of. So that's what my foundation will be for, to honor my baby who didn't make it because of the hands of an abuser who happened to be a Marine. I'm not saying all Marines are bad. He was. My brothers weren't. Not to me. I grew up seeing my brothers on the mantle. I'll show y'all my people. They're in my book. I love the show and tell. These are my brothers down here. Okay? These are my brothers down here. And that's my brother up here, and that's me, and that's my nephew right here. So I got to see, I got to see my brothers on the mantle, and I got to experience the concern and the love and the funny stuff, that my brothers would do towards me. I'm younger than them. When my brothers went to what's that place? Vietnam. One brother said, he never went to Vietnam. I'm the one who went to Vietnam. He was at Cherry Creek. I'm like, okay. So this brother right here went to Vietnam. That's John. And I talk about my brothers here. And then Jose, my brother Jose, was at let me read it. I can read it better than I can memorize it. So that's me, my nephew, my great uncle, my oldest brother, Jose Middleton, served in the Marine Corps Air Station at Cherry Point, North Carolina. My older brother, John Middleton, served in the Marine Corps in Vietnam with the 1st Marine Division. And he's also a Purple Heart recipient. So those are my two brothers. And then my brother, who's right over me, served in the Marine Corps during Beirut. I don't even want to tell y'all what happened. But go look up what happened in Beirut. He served as an honored guard at the Pentagon and the White House. So think about this. I got 3 brothers who I had to see on the mantle every single day. And then they would come home. I was in the same household as my brother right over me. This book is the 3rd edition Veterans Buying Real Estate Guide for today's market. Any veteran can learn how to buy, use their VA loan, get their benefits with this book. So I'm thinking, Marine, okay. As long as he's not in the Army, he's okay. Marine, I'm thinking Marine, good people, good people. It didn't happen that way. Hold on a second. Marlene said, my first husband kicked me in the lower spine and broke my tailbone. Damn, went out. Ooh, these men are, the abusers. They can just fall off a cliff from the high end. I am here for you. Oh, thanks, Sharita. Thank you so much. So that's what, that's part of what happened to me. And then I would go to the VA, and the VA, they would just turn me around. Look, I wore the uniform. I signed up for the bonus so that I could have that bonus and give to my parents to put down on a house because my parents never owned real estate. We grew up in public housing. I didn't even know what a real estate agent was. I didn't even know how to buy. I didn't even how. I just see other places where people live. I didn't equate that to real estate. Oh, now I do. But back then, I did not. My ex-husband who did that was Marine. So, I mean, it's a lot that you all can do if you are an investor. You know, the way my partner and I, if you go back and watch my live yesterday, he was on talking about the contract and procurement. How do you get contracts to house homeless veterans? Well, they all come attached to a program, and that's my specialty. I write programs that can get funded for veteran housing grants and contracts. That's what I do. I've done it several times for individuals, for the VA, just as we could keep it right there. Yes, boots on the ground. They're like the worst, and I can say the worst, but not to me, because all of my veterans are angels, maybe except one. He cursed me out. I'm like, dude, good luck, because now I'm not on your team. You get one time, that's enough. Pretty girl, County, Maryland. So I had this one veteran. He said, Yvette, I'm home. I need some place to live. I'm like, when you get out? Because he was always going back and forth to jail. I'm like, when did you get out this time? And where are you staying until I get you housed? So then he went back to jail. And but you know what was real good about the voucher system earlier on is that they didn't just take it away. He went to jail, he came back, he resumed with his voucher. So it was easy for me to continue to get him housed. You don't ask questions like that. You don't violate a person's equal rights to housing by asking that. There is nothing, in order for a veteran to receive a HUD-VASH voucher, just know that they have not committed any heinous crimes. They haven't. They haven't essayed anybody. They're not on that forever list. They're not, they're peaceful, for the most part, peaceful people who just need housing because everybody does. Everybody needs housing. So whenever he came out of incarceration, I got him housed. And the last time was the fourth time I got him housed. The director of the CRRC said, Yvette, are you coming back this year? Because I was still recovering, and got him housed. But I was recovering from COVID-19 pneumonia and the stroke. But when he called me about old boy, I'm like, when you get out, what happened this time? They be having some stories for real. I should write a book. Everybody keeps saying that. Y'all wouldn't. Yeah, you would believe it. 22 years of doing this. Y'all know I got some stories for you. Yeah, that's what keeps me going, because they're all people We're all just people who wanted a better way of life. We just needed some place to live. That's it. So are you going to be part of the solution, or are you going to remain part of the problem? Because the solution is simple. It's very simple. And I have a series of books to teach you. A series. I am a realtor, and I have been a realtor for 29 years, since 1996. And I have worked exclusively in the veterans community, specifically the homeless veterans community, for more than 22 years. So realtors, you want to learn how to do what I do and get a commission. I have earned, my coach said, Yvette, you know, you've earned over $1 million in commission. I'm like, oh, you're right when you add it up. But the realtors are just leaving that money. You walking right past it because you think they got the cooties. Get the book. Social workers, case managers, human care professionals. Get this book. This book will show you how to do your job more effectively and loving and caring and maintaining the dignity of veterans who are homeless, who do not qualify for a HUD-VASH voucher. They still need housing. This book teaches you how to go into the community. It's called Collaborative Housing Solutions, first of all. Collaborative Housing Solutions for homeless veterans. How do you collaborate in the community where you are with the professionals who you need to help house the veterans in your caseload? That's this book right here. I trained so many social workers, and their letters are also in this book. Here are some of the letters. You see the VA logo? So when you go through this book, you can read what she says. Yvette Jones is an asset to many of the employees and veterans at the Jesse Brown VA. The rest of it is in here. And then just flip the pages and read more. If you say, hey, you know what? I'm not a realtor. I'm not a social worker, but I do work in a church. I do work in an organization. I work in a company that we have veterans, and I'd like to know how to help them get what it is they need, because apparently they don't know. Get this book right here, Finding Home. This book helps you help veterans find their resources, to find home or to find wherever they need to land. You like the cover? I designed this cover. Yes. When I took I had 3 certifications in AI in 3 different platforms. I said, let me try it out. So I designed this cover. This is a picture of who? A homeless female veteran. She's too big for the community. The community don't know where to put her. So she just stands guard, because that's what we do. Still overseeing the community, still looking after people, because that's what we do. But there's no place for her to go. I designed this cover because that was me. And it's you too. And every veteran who you want to help, you can find the solutions in this book. Oh, okay. Veteran Care Entrepreneurship Guide. That's for those who say, I want to do veterans housing and I'm a nurse, so I want to use my license. All right, well, then get this book. And because I teach you how to use AI, ChatGPT, instead of Atlanta, Georgia, everywhere it says Atlanta, Georgia, just replace that with your city, your state. That's it. And get all the answers you need to start up and to run your veteran care home. It even tells you where to go get some money from. I got something else for you. And then let me get my bookmark. Dang, that woman, she got me real good. She got my book. So this book right here, y'all. Here, I can show y'all this book. One moment, please. Media assets. This book came out #1 on the Amazon US, hold on. US Military Veterans History. It came out top new release and #1 on the top releases. So go and get this book. If you say you want to start a transitional veterans care home, go get this book. It walks you through A to Z. And when you get it, take a picture of yourself holding the book and send it to me so I can put you in my private group, because everybody cannot get in my private group. It's not for everybody. And once you're in my private group, if you no longer want to be in my private group, then get out. Because it's not for everybody. You might say, well, damn, this is too much work. Ooh, I didn't know it was going to be this much work. I just thought it was something I can just open the home and tell y'all to come on in. Give me your money. No, I help you get set up so you can get government funding. I can tell you, hold on, because I hear and I see everybody talking about they're making $7,500, $10,000 a month. Yep, I saw all of that. And let's say you get government funding because your program, your business is Community Hope, and you get government funding for over $4 million because you're doing such a phenomenal job in your program. You are showing results. So next year, because these grants are competitive, you're doing the right things. You apply for this grant again and you get it again. You're moving veterans from transition to permanency. And not just, you move them because you're helping them in your program get out of homelessness. You're helping them obtain benefits, resources that they didn't even know they could get, because everybody's not helping veterans do that. But you're helping them. And I teach y'all another thing, but I'm not telling y'all on here because all of y'all are not in my private group. And you won't be in my private group if you don't buy my books and show me proof. Okie dokie, smoky. Who used to say that? Okie dokie, smoky. Loving the boots on the ground. How often do these systems fail veterans? Every day, girl. Every day. And that's why we need more advocates so that these systems won't fail the veterans. How are you going to have a veteran with the 2-bedroom HUD-VASH voucher worth $1,901 and nobody accepts that voucher from April to November? Nobody. April, May, June, August, September, October, for 7 months, and nobody said yes, but applications kept going in. Yes. May I get some help on which one to buy? It depends on what you want to do, Pharaoh. What do you want to do? Read the titles, because the titles tell you exactly what's in the books. TikTok, don't go away. I am about to say farewell to YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. I want to thank y'all for coming again this evening. I appreciate your 255 people commitment. I've seen a lot of you here before, so thanks for stopping by. And if there's anything you need, go to my bookstore and buy some books and learn it. And take a picture with you holding a book, whatever book it is you bought. You might want to, take it like this so I can see some pages flipping. And I'll invite you to my private group. You want to learn to house homeless veterans effectively from transition through transition to a rental unit, and you own the transitional. See, now I'm telling y'all, you own the transitional units, right? You got the property, and that's where they're coming, and an agency is paying you to have them there, and now your program is helping them process and proceed and go on to next levels. They done got their 100%. They got the credit, and this book helps you with that too. got their 100%. The credit is good, and they went back to work because they could, because they're not P&T. So now they got a whole full check and another check. What? And now they like, look, I don't need to be here anymore. I'm ready to buy my own place. But you know what? Let me rent first for a year or so, just to, just to breathe in my own place. I don't want to buy just yet, because some do that. Where they gonna go? Where? You are an investor. You're a business owner. I mean, think about where they go after they transition. You can't just put them out in the street. So that's going to be part of your program. So as an investor, you have more property where they can go, right? So in a rental, you might own the whole block. You may have properties that you're rehab to flip to guess who? A veteran. So you're literally, and this is what I've been doing for, well, not all the years, because the first years from 07 to I sold my first, but I didn't even do the full thing. Somebody else did. 07 to 16, it was all rentals, right? So they came from transition to somebody's rental. And I was telling my investors, where they're going to go after the rental is done, or after they transition from your transitional home. Start buying some more property. Where are we going? Let me show you where we need to be. So that's what I teach with my private group. Maybe they are at a shelter or on the street. Okay, bye. Hold on, I'll be right back. So TikTok and y'all over here, LinkedIn and Facebook, you may go to my bio and buy some books. Thank you. And then when I have my masterclass next week, I'll put that in the link so y'all can join.
Across America, too many of our heroes return home only to face another battle, the fight for stable housing. Veterans are overrepresented in the homeless population, often caught in a system that is complex, slow, and full of barriers. At VetMentors, we're changing that narrative. For over 20 years, we've been boots on the ground, not just identifying the problem, but building real solutions. That's why we created the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guide book series, a groundbreaking collection designed to educate, equip, and empower. These guidebooks are written not only for veterans, but also for the communities, organizations, and leaders who serve them. From step-by-step housing models to funding strategies, this series gives social workers, case managers, realtors, and first responders the tools they need to act with speed, dignity, and impact. VetMentors believes housing is not charity. It's a mission, a responsibility, and a pathway to restoring honor. Every guidebook in this series is a resource designed to make sure no veteran is left behind, and no community has to say, "We didn't know how to help." This is how we turn challenges into victories. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, CEO of VetMentors LLC, and I invite you to join us in rewriting the story for America's veterans.